What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It is officially week one of the NFL season. Thursday night football game will be tomorrow. Well, you know what you're here for. You're here for the Washington Commanders. We're getting ready to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So sit back and relax. It's your boy, DT, and this is Command Time Podcast presented by the FSSN.
3, 2, 1, yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
A true podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is the Command Time Podcast presented by the Fans First Sports Network, live on YouTube. Click like, subscribe to the channel. Brand. Caleb, it is officially week one. Tired of the talk, tired of the predictions, tired of the gadgets and hot takes for many of our brothers and sisters. It's here, bro. It's week one. We're getting ready.
It's about that time, man. Look, I believe I said before, at the end of last season, I said this offseason to me is probably going to be different for a lot of people. And I think it was very different for a lot of people. Our mocks didn't go the way we thought it would go. The players we brought back or the players we released or the players that are starting or projected to start. We expected them to start and they're not starting. Some guys are, brought in different people. But this offseason could also be franchise changing as well if everything goes correctly. And we're going to discuss that later throughout the pod. But week one is here. We got a lot to discuss about the breakdown of the team and the opponent that we're gonna face. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Let's get it popping.
Most definitely. Once again, click like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get our followers up, build the brand up for us. Let's look at the first comment. We got Radar. What's up, everybody? Nice that you joined the show. Also, comment your thoughts on what you think about the season, your season prediction, what you think about the record, what are some accolades you would like to see for this team, and most importantly, what are some things that you are going to be expecting this football season as we get set to ready to go. And another member of our pod just joined us. It is Kayla. Kayla,
hey, football starts back tomorrow. Y'all ready?
Man, look, I'm
ready.
I'm definitely ready. I'm back at school. I got kids talking junk to me. I got one kid who keeps berating me because I keep talking about Patrick Mahomes and he wants me to talk more about Jada Daniels. But I respect that. I respect that a little bit. But let's go ahead and get to the opening of our show. So as Caleb mentioned, the official, is it the official or unofficial?
Technically it's unofficial.
It says it's unofficial. So it's probably some tweets before Sunday with all the injured players and stuff like that.
Okay, got you. So we're going to take a look right here because this is now the unofficial depth chart that was just posted the other day, and there's some notable names up here. And the first thing that pops off to me is we will have a total of 4 rookies starting in the starting lineup. You have Brandon Coleman at tackle, Luke McCaffrey getting a lot of reps. It has been one of the surprise training camp. Obviously, Jada Daniels and Mike Sanders still, who now is rocking the letter 0. We've been begging for Marcus Mariota to get that thing off of him. He got that thing off of him. So that's the first thing that popped out to me. But I know a lot of people have been making rounds about seeing Luke McCaffrey at the other wide receiver spot. You also see Zacchaeus. He look at me in the slot, and you have Terry alongside. So obviously we probably missed a lot since we couldn't make it to the last episode, but also they added Noah Brown in free agency after he got released by the Texans, 1 year deal. Also, there was talks about him trying to become a commander this offseason, but he decided to go back to the Texans, and life makes a full circle, and he is now with Washington now to help the wide receiver room. So, Kayla, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts about this depth chart you see, and what are some other things that interest you as we get ready for the game on Sunday?
Okay, so a few things interest me. One, our safety room, but that's already one thing that's already that we thought would be solid. Got to see everything put together. Chin stays healthy all year. It should be a really solid room, and then especially if the linebackers are playing to the level that we're expecting them to play at, starting from week one. That helps the safeties out a lot, and definitely the corners. But I'm looking at that safety room. It's very deep and versatile as well. And then another spot, I'm happy with the left guard. We took care of business today. Not left guard, right guard with Sam Cosmi. We took care of business today. Got his contract. I was wanting that all summer, so happy that they paid one of their guys in early before the season starts. Um, Another thing that sticks out to me on the depth chart, I was hoping that Wally would have been the third running back for McNichols. So I want to see how McNichols plays out third running back spot. And then I like the I just gotta see what Mathis. He must have been a president camp because I want to see how he looks in the rotation with them. So what for them to be willing to trade him Ridgeway to the Saints. I want to see what Mathis does in that rotation as well.
All right, Caleb, what are your thoughts? We know that you've been touting up Luke McCaffrey praise throughout the offseason, and now you see this. Um, how do you think about this will work out? We know that Diami has been one of the mainstays that's been getting a lot of reps, about a
Yeah.
preseason as well, but
Listen,
it's starting to signal Luke McCaffrey. And what are some other spots that intrigue you about this depth chart?
um, I think it's pretty accurate. Um, Brandon Coleman should be starting. I'd give him the chance to start. The offensive line is pretty much how I envisioned it. Excuse me, Zach Ertz starting at tight end, pretty much how I envisioned it. Benson is going to get some reps there, though. Particularly, I would like to see him be the full time starter halfway throughout the season. Luke starting. I, in all honesty, I really think this will change throughout the season, depending on how he plays and his impact. But I think they're going to give everybody some chances. They're going to do a lot of rotations in this receiver room. They're going to put Diami out there for a couple of plays. They're going to put
Brown
Luke,
out there.
yeah, they're going to put Luke out there. They're going to put different guys out there. So now, unless Luke is just killing it, then for me personally, there's no way I'm taking him off the field for a lot of snaps. But they're going to do different looks.
So what would you think? What would you say would be a successful season for Luke Caleb? Since that's one player, one rookie that you kept your eye on.
700 plus receiving yards and let's say what 5 touchdowns. I think Jahan's production was what 580 something. He didn't get over 600 yards,
He
but if
gets
he
that production. That's a steal.
yeah, if you get over 600 yards from him, okay, that's good for year one. Um, if he gets close to 900, that's really good, especially for a third round pick and for a player that only played the position for what a year or two.
2 years.
So
Well,
two
basically,
years. So I've said before, he has something to contribute to the room. So I ain't gonna say he gonna be great or elite or an all pro or a pro bowler, but I think he's gonna be productive for this team.
yeah, most definitely. I think those numbers right there that would signal um, definitely a steal to get that type of production, even with losing a guy like Jahan Dotson and someone to step up in the room. We're going to be expecting a lot, and I mean a lot of rotation
That position.
within this room. You're going to see Noah Brown on the field, De'Ami Brown, Zacchaeus Crowder. You're going to see a lot of wide receivers.
You'll see Eckler in the slot. If different combination.
Eckler in the slot?
You never know. You never know.
Okay. On defense, pretty accurate. Oh, by the way, thank heavens, thank the Lord. I do not want Mikey Sainristil playing outside.
He's a slot corner.
Yeah. I know there was a report that he's getting snaps outside, and I don't want him to do that. He is not. No.
Only if every corner is injured. That's to me. That's the only way. If there's a lot of injuries. Other than that,
my opinion on
he's
that
a dog
is,
in the middle.
yeah, people ask me, "Oh, Caleb, how do you know he can't play outside corner?" The thing is, he's at his best when he's in the slot. His ceiling is higher when he's in the slot. So you want to put him in a situation where he has his highest ceiling. That's in the slot. He can literally be his ceiling to me. He can be a top 5 slot corner in the league, like a Mike Hilton type of player, or at his peak, if he gets there and hits his peak, he could be like a Kenny Moore from the Colts. I mean, Kenny Moore's getting older for sure. He's like 29, but when Kenny Moore was in his prime, he was a really good slot corner, really good slot corner. Or some Detroit Lions fans, DT, they say, oh, they love Mikey because they're Michigan fans. They say he could have that.
Don't say that up there.
And how do you?
What?
I said don't say that up here.
Say what?
Don't say the word.
What word? What do you think I was going to say?
You know what I'm talking about. You lucky this is PG-13.
It wasn't going to be nothing bad. I was just going to say he's going to have. He said he can have a Brian Branch effect on this defense.
No, that's not. You don't get it. That's okay.
I know what he was going to say, but I was going to say, how do you feel about just based? I know this is unofficial. We know this probably won't be. Not
he's 5. He's 5%. He's 5'9".
How do you feel about Forbes starting over Davis based off of this chart right here?
Apparently, I've just found out he's 5'10". Actually,
who?
Sainristil?
Yeah, he's 5'10".
According to what? Different sites say different things.
Well, show me a site that he say he's 5'9". He's searching. Buffering.
You said searching and buffering?
Buffering. I'm just saying, like,
I'm not putting him outside.
I get it when you're talking about, like, the size aspects in terms of matchups, but Darrell Green wasn't the biggest guy either. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer, but not every corner is going to be 6 foot. But the way the NFL wants it to be, they want corners 6 foot to about.
That's the typical physical profile that they want in corners. 6 foot plus, playing the outside. 6 foot plus, 200 pounds. Long arms. That's typically what they want physically in a corner.
What if he plays 6'2"?
What if he plays 6'2"? Then he plays 6'2". But you remember how we keep moving players around, DT, and forcing them to play certain positions that they don't need to be playing? Position flat.
That's
so my thing is
this is different though. Like
how is this different?
We at least have a competent staff. Like
I agree with that.
I shouldn't have to sit here and find out 16 weeks to the season that my defensive back coach was coaching high schoolers.
Oh, that's really pitiful.
I got Joe Witt. I got Richard Simon, guys who coached some good defensive backs in the NFL. I think is night and day difference for what we had to deal
I
with.
agree.
Now, I do get what you're saying, but the same way how we keep talking about wide receivers, like we need a guy with size, but Terry plays like he's 6'3". What if Mikey Sanders still play like he's 6'2", 6'3"? If he plays that way, regardless of his size, you gotta put your best players on the field.
I agree. Or you know what he does well, and you let him thrive in that aspect.
And then next year develop an outside corner.
That's my thing. Like you see, he's a really good run defender, really good tackler in space. He does play bigger than his size in the run game for sure. He does. He flies around the line of scrimmage. That's his strength. For all these players, I want to keep them at their strength, not give them. If he can play that at a high level, then we'll see. Then he does. But for right now, week 1, I'm putting that kid in the slot. I'm putting him in the slot, bro.
Not like it's
for me,
I'm not putting him out. I'm not putting him outside when every analyst said he may be the best slot corner. He could be. Yeah, I think the quote was, Mike Sainristil is going to be your favorite nickel corner. He's going to be your favorite nickel corner, something like that. I don't know, something like that. But he literally can be one of the best nickel corners in the league. If he can be that, I'm not moving him.
Yeah, but like Deuce is also saying, the best 11 on the field might not be the strongest 11, and we still have questions on the outside.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yes, and so then I'm gonna get the player for that in the draft. I'm not gonna move you. I'm gonna let you thrive where you thrive the most. Same thing if we had an offensive lineman, right? Or if we had a guard. Like Sam Cosmi, for example, he was pretty good at right tackle with Sheriff. Then he played right tackle and Sheriff was gone. They found out what he does best, keep him there. Then I'm gonna get the player that I need to get. I'm not gonna keep moving you around. That's just my opinion.
So I'm gonna ask you this though: Did we find the player that we need to get
in the outside corner room?
No, I'm talking about for O-line. You're bringing that example up.
Hell no.
We still trying to find the right tackle.
Hell no. So we need to address that in the draft. I'm not going to move nobody around for that. I'm going to let the player that plays his best at his position. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, for me, for next season, I want right tackle and corner early. Hoping that Coleman pans out.
Bro, I'm not moving him.
I'd rather keep.
I'm not moving him. That's my opinion.
I'd rather keep Sanders still in his slot. Like, he's already a dog. Next year you can develop another dog on the outside.
Simple as that. If you don't got the outside corner, sure, you don't got the outside corner. I'm gonna go get one in the draft. Keep Mikey where he at. Now, unless some way, somehow he plays great on the outside. Sure. Not playing him outside, man. I can go back and forth with me.
I do not want to see Mikey lined up against no Mike Evans. Nope, I'm good off.
It depends on who you're playing.
I'm good off all that.
But why y'all acting like Mike Evans never played against 5'10" corners and had battles with?
Who?
Y'all keep saying I don't want him out, but if he's our best corner, like, come on, y'all acting like Mike Evans is not going to be moved around in the offense.
He could be moved around for sure. He can be our best corner, Nietzsche, and he is our best corner. But I'm still going to play you where you play your best at.
Exactly.
That's just me. I'm not taking that chance. I'm keeping him in the nickel.
Man, look, the only way you find out somebody good at something, you put them to the test.
And if you get cooked, then what?
There's not too many, but why can't we be one of the originals? Like, why can't we do be the ones to do it first or second? Like, why can't we set our own
I
trend?
mean, shoot, we
It
had
may
Brandon,
not be this year.
we had Brandon Sheriff. We drafted him at right tackle. Then Jay Gruden was like, "Hold up, this ain't it. Let's put him inside."
Yeah, like you said, there's not many, but why can't we be the ones to develop that have a dog at slot?
That's
And
why the
next year,
corner's a premium
we got some
position.
good corners in the college. Next year, we get us a dog at corner. We could
I
be one of the
understand that, but
develop it with
still,
good
at the
coaching.
same time, though, y'all acting like
Yes, I'm keeping him
there
there.
are
Yes.
more 6, 2, and 3 corners in the league than regular 5, 10, 11, 6-foot corners.
I'm not making it about the size, per se.
It's not.
And
It's not even.
even
It's
if
not
he
even.
does,
It's not even. It's not even a
what if he
size.
becomes an all-around player?
So this is the size thing. Look, out of 100%, 80%, 70% of it for me is just him playing at a position where he plays his best at, where he has his highest ceiling. I want him to play at a position where he has his highest ceiling at, and that's the nickel corner.
So what if
That's
he has
my
a
thing.
ceiling? What if he has a ceiling higher than that?
Come on, bruh. Come on,
I mean,
man.
you saying come on, but like everybody
But
got
he's a
a
nick.
higher ceiling than that, bro. You don't know until you find out.
DT. He's a nickel corner. Almost every football coach analyst said he's a nickel corner.
Okay.
They do.
There's a lot of analysts that say something about some
Actually,
players.
hold on. Does Jalen Ramsey travel? I don't think Jalen Ramsey travel like that. Surtain don't travel. I don't think. There's some elite corners that don't travel.
Man, look, I ain't gonna keep fussing with y'all. Well,
Hey,
we do have a guest.
It's
We're gonna be
opinion to
very
me.
cordial. We do have a guest.
Keep
Shout out for
Samuel
him
in the
hopping on
slide.
the podcast. Fletch, what's going on, brother?
What's good? What's good with everyone? What's happening? Here y'all
What's
talking about the
good?
game already. I forgot. I'm on the West Coast, so when you told me 8, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. But I'm like, I'm looking at this 5. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this, bro. Like, what? I'm bugging.
Yeah.
But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem,
No
man.
problem, man. So let's go ahead and get started. So obviously, week 1 is going to be our teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Commanders. And Fletch, we know we talk a lot in spaces and things like that. Tell us the overview of this offseason that has been for Tampa Bay. We know that you guys, Dave Canal has left, become the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. You also now bring in Liam Cohen, who is also one of the disciples in that Shanahan style of system. Tell us how that is going so far with Baker Mayfield, because we know he has experience with that system as well, and a couple of defensive players that kind of stand out through training camp and things like that.
So with Liam Cohen, he's going to emphasize the run a little bit more than what Dave Canales did. I think what Dave helped with Baker is probably simplifying the offense. Now we're adding more food to Baker plate. Like he didn't have, he couldn't call audible at the line of scrimmage like that last year. He's going to do that this year. I really think from a rapport standpoint, he understands the offense a little bit more. Now, he was only there for 6 months, but you still develop a bond, a rapport with that OC going week in, week out, and just doing a game plan. So I think, to be honest, you might see the offense be better just because of that. Also, we went and got Graham Barton, who I think is probably the best center in the draft this year to improve the 30-second rushing attack last year. And it's been like that for the past 2 years, ever since Ryan Jensen kind of went down with the knee and we just had to move our guard to center. And he wasn't getting pushed. He wasn't able to get to the second level. So a lot of our runs were just 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yards. And then it's Baker on 3rd and 7 throwing to Evans and Godwin. And that's how the offense kind of ran. Where now this year it's going to be more play action. We want to improve the run game. The only way that, and I'm not saying Baker can't play at the same level, but we don't have to make him do everything like he did last year because you did have the 30-second run game. So predominantly it was through Baker the way we were scoring. So now it's more of just emphasizing the run game, let him go off of play action, have a little feel, and don't make your quarterback do too much. That's when the elite quarterbacks only have to come out when they're needed for the most part. Other times you can just play within the system and you'll be fine because your OC sets you up right. You just have that rapport with the person that's calling the play, so you just understand what is necessary on the field. For the defensive players, Zion McCollum, a lot of people is not too familiar with him, but he had a lower completion allowed than Dean and Davis and played more snaps and had a lower passer rating allowed too as well. So I think with him, Tyke Smith from Georgia, obviously to come play the slot, to be the slot corner. If you talk to people at Georgia, they say he was one of the better people on that Georgia's defense, and everybody loved a Georgia defensive player. So I think those two are pretty the ones that's going to have to work because obviously I think the corner is the weakest part of my team. Dean is not great with route runners. He's more of a cover 3 corner. Let him bail out and have that 4.3 speed. And he's 6 feet, so he's a little bit more physical. So let him play for jump balls. I think with McCollum and Tyke going over, I think they're massively important to this defense.
Sounds good. So with Washington for offseason, you all know we got our quarterback, second overall pick. We got a new coach, Jaden Daniels, Heisman winner. We got a new coach. We pretty much turned over 80% of the roster, pretty much a new team, new coaching staff. We got a new GM. They was in the off season. It wasn't a big splashy move made, but they filled the roster. They wanted to make it like a wait and see approach. They did put some talent around Jaden year one, and I think they got the right coaching staff around him. Like I think Luke will be not year one, but I think Luke will be solid with Jaden years to come as well. And I think with Brian Robinson, I think this everybody always with Brian Robinson, they underrate him. One, they don't know the situation. This is the NFL, not for long league, but year one, that was when he got shot, recovered from the injury. Last year, Eric Bieniemy never ran the ball. So this is actually year one for me to see what Brian Robinson can be fully healthy. He's going to be an offensive. He's actually going to be featured multiple times at multiple points in the game, doing what he likes to do is actually run the ball. I want to see what he can do in this offense. They got a late round tight end, which is always a safety net for a young receiver. So we're building something for the future. And then on the defensive side, something that Washington has within the last few years, the regimes that we really haven't had is linebackers. People like to make fun of Bobby Wagner, but for me, he still is talented. He was still pretty much Pro Bowl, all-pro player. He's not going to be that. He's not going to be that elite Wagner. It's better than having somebody named Mayo out there, Barton giving up on plays, getting tackled out of the screen. Like we have a Lugu, a young linebacker.
So trash.
It's something that we haven't seen.
So trash.
Listen, I feel you. I understand the hate on the aging linebacker. I got one on my team that people just don't think is probably as good as what he is, but
yeah,
they put the defense in the right spots, being the green dots on the field, making sure people are aligned. He played with Dan Quinn in Seattle, so everything that he's going to ask for, he already knew by the time he walked in the door. He's going to help everybody else. He's going to accelerate the learning. That's what Bobby Wagner came here to do, and also play well.
And then we ended up drafting a rookie. He's hurt right now. Probably he's on PUP. He comes back, I think, week 4 or 5. Jordan McGee, just to learn behind those two linebackers is actually good as well. Because in the past, we did not care about the linebackers. They are important to a defense. But just like with you guys, our corners are our weakness on this defense as well. And our defensive ends. We have a variety of guys, but we don't have that one guy that's going to hit home each time.
With Yaya, he kind of broke out a little bit, but he also has to develop a little bit more as a pass rusher. So I can kind of say we don't have that surefire number one edge rusher that you got to double as well. But what helped us, and why we was tied with the 49ers for the most sacks in the NFC last year, is because Todd Bowles, and he's dialing up blitz from everywhere. So he kind of covered up with the edge rushers not always getting home as much, but you pay for it on the back end if your corners are not good, which is why we're bottom 5 in pass defense. But after a while, it's when you got into the red zone, we're back to top 5 again because we're not allowing people to score. So you can get all the yards you could want, but at the end of the day, you win games by scoring touchdowns. And if we're giving you the field goals and we're keeping you under 24, we're going to win the game.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue to lead into the matchups with the teams. That's actually a perfect segue because I literally had the we can only go off what we saw this past season based off statistically wise. So the Bucks, I already knew when I saw them week 1, they're gonna blitz. They were the third most blitzing team in the NFL. It's like 40%. So like they're gonna blitz.
Blitzing Bowls.
Off the bus. Off the bus.
Yeah, so their sacks is pretty high too. It was top 10 in the league this year. And their pressure percentage was about league average. And also, which is a good stat to look at, Bucks were top 5 in the least amount of missed tackles. So they can tackle. They can tackle for sure. So they're a good team when it comes to tackling. So like Flex said, the red zone defense, it gets stingy down there. But also for almost for every team, for every offense, it's hard. It's really hard to score in the red zone. Everything condenses and everything gets smaller. And you have less field to work with. So you really got to be on your A game when you got to deal with that. So I think that's one thing that we're going to have to face. And Cliff going to have to be in this. He's going to have to be really good for week 1. Jaden got to be good too. I know we saw, what was it? He threw 5 touchdowns in a row against the Dolphins in the red zone. Granted, some of the starters weren't playing. I don't know. But that's still pretty good.
Water was out when Water and Odell on at least.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
For Jaden to do that in joint practice. It's pretty impressive. Said he was cooking the Dolphins defense. So, but Todd Bowles going to dial up that blitz. And mostly every team is going to blitz him. They're going to blitz him regardless. It don't matter. He's a rookie. They're going to blitz him. Now Jaden was good in college against the blitz. He threw like 17 touchdowns and no picks against the blitz. But to be fair, this is the NFL.
Different animal.
Everything is different. Everybody's faster. Players move around faster. The coverages shift real faster. And then
I'll tell you, if he does play good against top, like if he come and kick ass, you shouldn't have really anything to worry about as far as blitzing because you probably win against one of the highest blitzers in the league.
Yeah,
so
y'all top 3.
Exactly. So if he's willing and dealing like that week 1, you found your guy.
It's the Vikings, Giants, Bucks, Patriots, Broncos. Those are the top 5 blitzing units in the NFL. So Jaden will have to get the ball out quick, and I think Cliff is knowledgeable. We saw what he did in the preseason a little bit. He just gave him simple concepts. Get the ball out quick. No need for you to do 5-step drop backs. You do a quick 3-step drop back, a little hitch, throw it to the comeback route. So, and we're going to, maybe for this game, they're going to have to provide spacing. We may have to pass the ball a little bit more than what I would envision because the Bucks got a very good run defense. When you got Vita Vea just taking up damn space in the middle. And Levante David is still a pretty good player. I don't know about y'all off-ball linebacker, though. So I'm not sure how he is.
He's not so KJ Britt is not the athlete. Obviously Devin White is, but he's a better linebacker. So he's going to fill the gaps. He's going to take on guards in the gaps to seal off lanes. He's going to make sure tackles. So he took his spot last year, and then I was questioning him. I was like, all right, is they going to let him start next year? And then the Detroit game come on, and he's the one in the middle breaking the huddle. So I'm like, oh, he's loved. Like everybody is behind him. Todd Bowles is happy for him. He was a 5th round pick. We just developed him. So a lot of people on the defense this year is getting a chance to see what you can do. You know, if Zion back this year, it's a lot of corners in the draft this year. He's not going to start next year.
So
if KJ Britt is bad,
yeah,
he's going too. So a lot of people getting chances this year.
So if we're going to run the ball, DT, Kayla, you're going to have to attack the edges. Yeah. You're going to have to attack the edges. You're going to have to. So, and if you're going to run up the interior, you better double you better double team Vita Vea. And even then, sometimes he just throw people around.
Yeah,
he just throw people around. But we're gonna do some read options, some RPOs here and there. So the edges are gonna have to really play honest against us, I feel like, because we're gonna put a little wrinkle in that too. So for me,
it's gonna be a test for Coleman and Wiley.
Yeah, for going into this game, I believe you have to protect the interior more than anything. I get the tackle part, but the interior, I don't want pressure in his face. I don't need a 350-pound grown man just walking up to my quarterback, right? You need to protect the interior. Another receiver most likely will have to step up other than Terry. Tight end, Biami, Luke. You got Olamide, which is that pains me to say that. You got Jamison Crowder. So some other weapon has to be. Some other weapon has to step up for us.
I think honestly, for Daniel's development, I think Ekeler is very important. Just as a safety valve. Just as a safety valve. If I'll keep looking up and then drop off, he'll give me 10, he'll give me 5. I think what he did for Justin Herbert early on in his career, he can do the same thing for Jalen.
Yeah, and we're not going to. Yeah, we're going to run him up the middle, of course, sometimes, but he's not going to be no every down back. We got that bruiser with B-Rob, so he's going. I need him to take most of the punishment when it comes to just going up the interior of the defensive line. I don't need Jaden taking any hits either. I don't need him taking any hits. So, and the corners are. I don't know if y'all heard what Emmanuel Forbes said today, but boy, he better show up. If this man said, well, he didn't really talk trash. He just said, we're prepared. Well, it's a good test for us. That's what he said. So, hey, you going up against a Hall of Famer, Mike Evans, one of the best, if not the best jump ball receiver in the NFL. You got Chris Godwin, who's still pretty good.
They got a rookie.
They got Jalen McMillan.
And then also they got another dog. And Bucky Irvin. I like Bucky Irvin.
Yeah. The person who's been talked the most at camp, bar none, is Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan, yeah.
It's not even close, bro. So, from OTAs, he's been killing it. He's been probably the best player.
But said that Sanders still gave him the most.
Yeah, and I think Flesh, that's
I'm gonna keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a battle right there when it becomes Jalen McMillan and Mikey. So, boy, oh boy. And,
he's a dog. I like that draft pick. I always did. Yeah. He's a dog, man. You got a dog.
And Antoine Winfield is out there too. And he's an all-pro. So, he's a really good safety, top 3. He had a top 3 season. He actually probably had the best season of any safety in the league this year.
His stat line hasn't been done since 2000.
Yeah, he's
6 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, 6 sacks, since 2000, and first team All Pro. But he only won it by 1 vote by Jesse Bates, who I think is probably second or third best safety in the league. If you want to mix him,
Jesse Bates have a great year last year. To me, he's a great safety, but to me, he ain't have a great year in Atlanta. To me, I think he helped out the back end of the defense. Like watching them, you can tell the difference with him and last year or the year before when it's just AJ Terrell. I think he didn't shore it up, but he was like a safety net
for a lot of the stuff because
I think it's
honestly,
gonna be better this year with them. But
yeah, Atlanta was so bad offensively with the turnovers and they just couldn't convert. The defense put them in games, and then who was the D tackle that got hurt? After he tore his ACL, the defense kind of went down after that. But for the most part, it was really the defense helping out the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
So what you think, DT? What you?
y'all want to do y'all score predictions?
No, hold on.
I mean, I've been listening and I have been keeping up with what Tampa Bay has done because I have a friend that is a diehard Tampa Bay fan. Obviously, this is definitely going to be a test for this new look Washington team, veteran defense with Todd Bowles. The biggest matchup to me, first of all, our offensive line against the front seven, how they're going to maneuver, find ways to attack and protect Jaden as well. Also, Jaden's going to have to find a way to protect himself because we know he can run, but you don't want him to run crazily open the field. We know the clips they show him at LSU getting popped by Ole Miss players, Missouri players, and things like that. And then obviously, just looking at offensively, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, that trio against our corners, like how much time will Baker's going to have because he has a book in at Tristan Wirth and Goddard. He can definitely play some good ball in the NFL. How Joe Witt's going to manufacture pressure and how he's going to make disguises against Liam Coleman in this offense. It's definitely going to be a test for this game. To me, I feel like the game will probably start slow for us, and then we'll probably gain some steam. But in terms of looking overall how this game will be, it's just going to be a test, man. Like you're playing a team that went to the playoffs and beat Philadelphia, and we didn't have an opportunity to beat Philadelphia last year. We came close, but you actually pulled the trigger and beat them.
Defense, so fucking shitty. But DT, I will say this. 'Cause I told Flesh this a couple of days ago. I'm blitzing, bro. I'm not gonna blitz too much, but to help those corners out a little bit against that receiver room, I'm not blitzing a whole lot, but you're gonna have to apply some pressure to Baker's because that front four they got to get home. And Graham Barton's really good for sure, good prospect.
Mm-hmm.
John Allen, Deron
He got
Payne up front. John Allen,
Yeah,
Deron
he got
Payne
a
up
test.
It's looking like
Week 1 is a
Friday,
listen.
like,
You was talking about Vita Vea. Week 1 is a test for Graham Barton, boy.
Yeah,
Either
so
way.
you going up against still. They didn't have a really good year this past year, but regardless, 2022. They were Duran and John Allen was arguably, if not the best, interior duo in the NFL. Most tackles for losses. Sacks was crazy. Run stuff's crazy. They both played well. So Graham Barton's going to have a test.
If you win this game, they wrecked the game for sure. Like they imposed their will. We couldn't get nothing up front going. The run game was stuff, putting us in third and long situations. Like that, I think those and Jayden Daniels' legs are like the two keys to me of winning the game because we do have sometimes we've had problems with read option quarterbacks. Danny Dimes cooked us one time. I was so mad. Like him and
you know about it.
what you call it? Mitch Trubisky cooked us. Both TDs down here bad because he was running on.
Hey, man. So, he's John Allen. He gonna have to. And if I'm not saying he will play.
We're gonna find out Friday.
But boy, if Johnny Newton play, that's gonna help.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's gonna help us too. If somehow I doubt it'll happen though, because he's practiced a little bit to the side.
He practiced today. They said he practiced today.
Yeah. So if he could find his way on the field,
I also think
that shit nasty.
I also believe there's going to be a lot of simulated pressure as well from what Joe Britt was trying to do against that offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta manufacture pressure. If you don't
So
feel like you can beat the one-on-ones, that's just what you gotta do as a coach.
we gonna see, man. It's gonna be a test for sure for Jaden, for the corners. I think our safeties will be fine. Um, we're gonna see, but our defense gonna fly around for sure. They're gonna hit some people. They're gonna give up a play every now and then. You know, it's expected. But regardless, and I even have to tone this in too. Everybody, every fan in the NFL has to at least tell this to themselves. No matter what happens week 1, should not overreact.
We have to
That's-
relax.
You should
Relax.
not overreact.
I would just be worried.
The Texans
Uh,
started off 0-2, and look what they did, right? They started off a little slow,
Last year we started off 2-0. Look what
and
happened.
look what happened. We only won 2 games after that. Look what happened. We was going crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm not gonna try to get too high on the week 1
Yeah.
stuff. I just want to see the people who was talked about in training camp, just like everybody else.
Mhm.
All the people raving about training camp. Oh, he's the best player. Well, now it's the regular season.
Now it's time to cook. Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's
So
time.
the people like McMillan, I need to see McMillan work somebody. I need to see a cold jump cut, something tough catch, something. I need to see what everybody is raving about.
Yeah.
Mark Irvin, he one of the ones. Y'all got a solid running back.
Average 5 yards to carry, and the offensive line looks so much better. I know it's against backups, but just like the improvement, the movement, the unison. Yeah, it just looks so much better than what I've seen, because historically we haven't been a good run game out here over the past decade. I don't think we've been good since really Doug Martin when he was running 1,400 yards.
That guy had him, yeah.
So y'all
That's it. That name in a minute.
Yeah, that was when Alfred Morris, him and them came in, ran for 1,400.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give my score prediction for Sunday.
We already know what you're gonna say, Kayla. Go ahead.
No, you did not. How am I?
I mean, since you said score prediction twice, you say it first.
Okay, so I actually got the Bucks winning 24-21.
Okay. Close game. I respect that. Go ahead, DT. Go ahead and go.
No, this is my
That's a different story.
This is your podcast.
Yeah, on my YouTube channel, you go.
Week 2, that's a different story.
27-24. I think we'll lose off a field goal.
Yeah,
I think it's going. But the thing with this game, not to get sidetracked though, but the thing with this game, week 1 games are so weird because you're filling each other out a little bit. So the first half could be a little, like Kayla says, no, you said that, DT. You're gonna be a little slow. I think both teams may be a little slow every now and then, and then the game is going to break out somewhere in the second quarter. Somebody's going to get the momentum, and the thing about football is, and even the same thing with basketball, it's momentum. Momentum shifts every once in a while, depending on what happens or depending on who makes a tackle for loss or an impactful play. Just the biggest play can change the outcome of a game, or it literally can. So I'll probably say 27-24. I got the Bucks winning. Close game. Close competitive game. Go ahead, Fletch. You already know who you're going to say.
Yeah. I expect, because it's, Kelly, people been talking crazy. So
Yeah.
I need this team to really show what they about. I just think the improvements on offense, bro, like I need to see that translate from Bucky to McMillan to the coaching staff to Graham. We're putting the right pieces. The Todd Bowles said it. We should be aiming for a Super Bowl. Do I think that? No. But you should tell your players that. You should walk in and they should believe that. And that's what I need to see. I need to see a playoff contending team, period. And we need to come out firing, because Atlanta just got better. The Saints would have went to the playoffs if they beat the Packers, because that was the tiebreaker that got them out. So it got tougher. The division got tougher. Our schedule is tough. We got to get these wins. The ones that we should be winning, we have to. And that's part of a great team.
Regardless,
I respect that. You win the games you're supposed to win.
I respect that, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, DT. It's your podcast.
My
Remember.
score prediction will be the Buccaneers 28, Commanders 21. I think the team will be pretty much even in the first quarter, but the adjustments will be the biggest thing, and the pressure. I think Jaden will do good in his first outing, but I don't think it'll be enough because you're trying to hold Mike Evans and uh, the wide receiver core. It's going to be very hard for these corners because I still don't. Obviously, I said all offseason we don't have a corner one on this team. The corner is in the draft next year or probably in free agency. So I think it's going to be some fireworks in there, but I think the Bucks will hold off just enough to win by 7 points.
I just want to say, I think y'all got y'all quarterback. I'm one of them people who believe in him. I really do. I like that you got him and didn't get, no offense, Caleb Drake made or JJ McCarthy, because I didn't want no fucking change. I didn't. Yeah, I was so glad. I'm like, thank God, bro. Or Bo Nix. No, y'all. I think you got the right quarterback. I think he can change life for y'all. I really do.
Yeah, I just don't want it to happen too fast. Like I want us to enjoy the success over time.
No, go tell Houston, Texas that they're gonna tell you, hell no, get these 10 wins.
So, well,
broken clock right twice a day.
Hopefully, it's a great game. No injuries.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. No major injuries for both teams. We don't want that happening at all. So, just pray for the best, man. Let the best team win. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm getting a little anxious, DT. I ain't gonna lie. I know I said we only won in 7 games, but I don't know.
You just switched from 5 to 6 to 7.
I said 6. I said 6.
I'm giving my
you know what happened, Caleb? Because football comes.
Prediction.
That's what
it
is. It's getting to that day, and you just like, nah, we might win 12. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get this. Come on.
I still haven't given my prediction all off season. I'm gonna give my prediction at 12:30 on Sunday. I'm tweeting it at 12:30 on Sunday.
Since you here, Fletch, you got a little bit of time. What's your record prediction for the Bucks this year? Just out of curiosity.
11-6. I think we should, because we play Lions, Broncos, Eagles, Falcons, Steelers. That's the first 6, and then we have a gauntlet of 3 of the 4 teams. Next is Kansas City, the Niners, and Baltimore. And then after that, it's like bro. Like we play all of them in a 4-week span. I was pissed off.
You playing division winners, so it's.
And then after that, it's like the Giants, Raiders, Chargers. I played the Panthers twice. So.
You got to get your wins in now. Yeah.
Exactly. So if we did struggle, say we're 5-5 in the division, I know nobody's running away with the division. So if I stay afloat, get like we did 5 or 6 in the second half of the season, we can win the division.
Okay. Anything else you got, DT? Thoughts?
Nah. I mean, I like the Bucks. I like their roster and stuff. It's definitely going to be a little bit tougher NFC South with all the moves Atlanta's made. They're trying to go all in. So that's to me, that's really their only competition as of right now with Kirk Cousins and the weapons they have. But if they shore up little things, they can repeat and win the NFC South.
They can. Yeah.
But I will say, last year, this is nasty. Because I went with the Falcons even when they had Desmond Ridder, and I'm gonna be one of them. I just like the talent they had, man. And he just had to be a manager. He can't even be a McDonald's manager, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, Flesh. I said the same thing last year. I had the Falcons winning that division too, just because of the roster.
But I'm still happy
when Desmond Ridder played.
Y'all just didn't win the division.
That boy Desmond Ridder.
I see that the first game he played was the New Orleans Saints in the Dome. Guess how many yards he threw?
Probably like 83.
98 yards. I said he's cooked. I said he's cooked. There ain't no way he good. Because you're gonna have to play them every year.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Marcus Mariota was had this scoring offense top 10. Bro, you can't do what Mariota did. And he was just running. He was doing boots.
For real. Mariota was doing a lot of pistol and a lot of read option stuff.
You couldn't do that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, man. Football's coming, fellas.
Football's back tomorrow. Football is back tomorrow.
And I got the.
Y'all want to run through the slate real quick?
I mean,
y'all want to. It's up to you, DT.
It's up to y'all. Got time?
What's the slate?
Talking about week 1?
Week 1 slate? Oh.
Okay, I'm not doing all that.
Okay.
If you want to see the week 1 slate,
Okay,
you catch me tomorrow on Enter the Lab podcast.
Now, if
I got like 12 podcasts I do.
Now, if you're asking me who gonna win tomorrow,
tomorrow and Friday at least. Tomorrow and Friday.
I may pick the Chiefs.
I got the Ravens tomorrow and I got the Packers Friday.
I got Chiefs winning, but I want the Ravens to win.
I call Lamar Jackson the Black Steve Nash, so he's gonna be good in the regular season. I got him for the dub. He is. Go look at the accolades. Go look at the regular season. That's my little. I'm sorry, bro. Y'all got.
He ain't lying for real.
He got the same exact thing.
But Fletch, to be fair, because you're a Lakers fan, you know Steve Nash had to go up against Kobe. Let's be fair to Steve Nash now.
I'm just saying 2 MVPs, very good, run an efficient offense in the regular season.
And in the playoffs, So who are the Eagles playing Friday?
The Packers.
Packers. I got.
I'm picking the Packers. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I got the Packers and I got the Ravens.
I got Philly winning.
You got Philly winning.
Yeah, because the Packers, the weakness of the team is I don't.
He go out?
Yeah, he did.
Technical difficulties.
But
well, it's been an amazing episode.
I think it's a must. To me, I know it's early, but I think this is a must win for Philly because all the offseason hype and all the stuff. Like, I feel like it's going to be really crazy if they lose this game and then they head to week 2 and all the other opponents they got to play.
Especially if they lose by double digits. That'd be nasty.
We gonna tag, you know what, bro? What?
Yeah, it's time to go.
He said it went out for him.
All right, so it's been a great episode. Don't forget to tune into Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Don't forget to catch into our game 425 on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't forget, it's never the Eagles' time. It's never the Giants' time. Never the Cowboys' time. But it's always Command time.
Most definitely. But look, if you want to see more podcasting tomorrow, tune in tomorrow on the Red Zone DC Media. Enters the Lab podcast will be premiering right before kickoff. We're going to be talking all NFL because tomorrow is a national holiday for us NFLers. So remember, look, man, it's your boy DT. We got Caleb and we got Kayla. This is Command Time Podcast presented by the Fans First Sports Network. See you guys next week, and hopefully we talk about a win or we talk about a loss. But either way, we're going to be up here talking, and we also get ready for our next opponent. So see y'all next week. We'll see y'all. Get ready for Sunday.
Got me feeling so free.